Oldham County was in the spotlight during an awards ceremony at the Capitol Rotunda. 3 Oldham County residents were among 9 recipients of the 2013 Governor's Award in the Arts. Governor Beshear presented the Artist of the Year Award to Laura Ross of Prospect. Ms. Ross is a nationally known potter who has shared her work as a potter for nearly 30 years with the public through exhibits and shows. She is also an educator who enjoys helping others learn the skill at her studio on Belknap Beach Road. Her sense of design, composition, use of color, and pattern has influenced many others throughout the southeastern United States.
I like very simple forms. Actually, the longer I make pots, the simpler they seem to be. I like just the elemental quality of the form itself without a lot of embellishment. Most all my pieces are fairly vessel-oriented. Meaning that they start from a container form, whether that be a container for holding food or water or even a mysterious secret. It's a container, it's a dark space within.
The people that have been coming into our gallery, the first thing they say when they hit the threshold is, "Oh my goodness, this is so magnificent." You know, they see how they can use it in their home, they see that it's all very functional. And it can be very traditional and contemporary in your home.
I like that connection with people, and it's pretty special when you have a piece in their home that they use every day. It's been the last 10 years, however, that I started teaching classes here in my studio, and that has just provided great enrichment in my life. I enjoy my students very much.
Laura is such a wonderful teacher and is so encouraging, and I look forward to it every week. It's the highlight of my week.
And she could be very, very intimidating if she chose to be. And she's extremely down to earth and extremely helpful, and she's just there for you. She's a born teacher as well as an artist.
I would second that. I would say that she's definitely a very, very fine teacher. And she did teach in her early career.
When she was young.
Earlier in her career, I said. Yeah.
Okay, with that I need a knife.
Well, I tell my students all the time, you know, be careful when you enroll in a class because it's very addictive. You have to be with clay a lot. You have to form it, you have to watch it dry, you have to trim it. There are a lot of stages, so often you leave all kinds of other troubles or worries outside because it is so focusing. There is a piece down at the Crafts Gallery show. It's adding the element of water into my pot, and I call it water stone. It's a new form. It's sculptural rather than functional.
She's never allowed herself to settle. She has an almost unlimited barrage of pattern and color and variation and form.
When you use your hand, your heart, and your mind to create something from nothing, then that is pretty special, and that gives you a connection with the natural flow of earth and humanity, maybe.
A lot of the decisions I have made has been a direct result of advice from Miss Ross. And I still call her Miss Ross. She's probably gonna be mad about that.
Is she more of a teacher than an artist? I think it takes all of those things to make this perfect picture that she has.
I think she's kind of done a really good job of just kind of quietly going about the business of making good work.
I can make 200 pots and you might get 1 or 2 that are just right. It doesn't happen a lot. I guess the longer you make them, the more critical you are of your own work. But when it happens, it's a real nice feeling, yeah.
I'd like to tell you about a day in August. It was just an ordinary day, one in which I went to the studio about 8:30, turned on NPR and waited for Diane Rehm, made some pots, trimmed some pots from the day before, and went about the tasks that make up the rhythm of the day. I left for lunch about 12:30, walked across the street and picked up the mail. It was then I noticed this envelope from the governor's office. So I thought it might be an invitation to exhibit at the Derby breakfast. That's okay. I've had my time there. When reading the announcement that I'd received this award, there was a moment, a second, when my life made a shift. From that second forward, my work has been stronger, created with more confidence. My teaching words have more clarity and assurance, and in turn, my students' work has elevated. It was a very reaffirming second, and one I will never forget for years to come. So I thank the Kentucky Arts Council for that second, that moment, and all that has followed. I also want to thank the Arts Council for providing so many opportunities for artists and craftspeople like myself to be able to do what we love to do. And for me, that's making pots for people to use in their everyday lives. A lifetime of work evolves from the joy of making and being a part of the creative process. Now, teaching has brought a joy I never expected, but now relish and consider as important as the making. I also would like to thank my family, especially my sister Janie, who came down from Milwaukee, my friends and students who are here to share this moment today. Thank you so much, and I'm deeply honored.
Also receiving an award from Governor Beshear were Laura Lee Brown and Steve Wilson, owners of Heritage Farm. Steve and Laura Lee received the Business Award in Arts for their contribution to the arts and revitalization of downtown Louisville by the 21C Museum Hotel, which they own. The hotel's presence has become both an economic driver for Louisville and an oasis where art challenges and amuses patrons and provokes new ideas.
Thank you for calling 21C Museum Hotel. This is Caitlin. How can I assist you?
21C is a wonderful realization of a dream where people can come any time of the day or night, any day of the year, and enjoy contemporary art, as well as the hospitality and good food that goes along with what we've created here. 21C is hard to explain. It is a constantly changing environment for contemporary art. And I joke that if an artist dies, they're out of here. So it all began with my wife, Laura Lee Brown, and I collecting contemporary art. And as our collection grew, we were looking for ways to share in a bigger way. Coupled with that was the idea that we really wanted to participate in the revitalization of our downtown. We took 5 buildings, 3 of them were vacant at the time, and sort of packaged them all together into what we have here today.
We are the first multi-venue museum dedicated to the art of the 21st century. Just like our dedicated team members in Proof are working to create the best restaurant in Kentucky, and our wonderful colleagues who are running the hotel are trying to create the very best hotel experience for our guests, we're doing the same with the art programming.
You know, you don't have to be a customer to enjoy the art here. We often have people who just sort of duck in as they're walking down Main Street to see what's going on. Many people wonder if this is a hotel. At every turn, there's always a surprise, something unique, funny, a little possibly disturbing, but everything makes you think.
We got a wonderful range of reaction to the installation of David, inspired by Michelangelo, to see the constant stream of both residents and visitors to Louisville alike looking at David, taking pictures of him, with him. It gives us such pleasure to every day see how the public interacts and enjoys contemporary art.
Many hotels use art as decoration, but we design for the art in the very beginning. Our spaces, our walls, our lighting are all designed with the understanding that this is a museum foremost.
21C's collection is very international. It includes artworks in all media, painting, sculpture, photography, video, installation art, performance art, what we now think of as new media or tech-based art, from artists all over the world.
When we first opened the doors here, we were just hoping to cover expenses. Today we are open in Cincinnati and Bentonville, Arkansas. We are under construction in Durham, North Carolina. We're going to be breaking ground very soon in Lexington, Kentucky. Well, the penguins, it's interesting, the public actually chose the penguins as our icon. They're by a group of artists from Italy, and they are meant to be a statement about the environment. They are made of petroleum products, and obviously petroleum products are extracted from oil that are extracted from the environment where the penguins live. You won't find them in North America except at a 21C. And they have lots of colors, so we have plenty of options for future cities. You know, we've sort of taken the museum world and the hotel world and turned them on edge and sort of crashed them together into a very successful model. We don't know what's around the corner. It's as surprising to us as we come to work as it is for our guests who come and look at the walls.
Well, this is a very exciting day. A unique experience for me in particular, because I used to plan events for other people in this room. With a lot of help from other people, I worked on the inauguration of Governor Carroll, Governor Brown, Governor Wilkinson, the state's bicentennial in 1976. And I even got Governor Wilkinson in trouble with the Civil Liberties Union because I put a nativity scene right here. But for Lorlee and I, it is an extreme honor to be here and to be recognized for our dream for 21C. It's so much a part of us now, it's hard to remember 8 years ago when we began to imagine what if we could do this, and imagine what would we call it. Would it be a 21C, Lorlee actually said, 21C for 21st century artists, living art. So it is it's extremely gratifying to be recognized for business in art, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. We've proven that art can drive commerce, and we're very proud of the economic development effects we've had. Thank you so much.
This is always one of the most exciting and enjoyable days that I get to experience as Governor of the Commonwealth, because we're here to honor those who have shown extraordinary support for the arts, and in so doing have contributed to the richness of life here in Kentucky. The awardees are a distinguished group of organizations, individuals, businesses, government offices, and partnerships. They've made it their life's work to build community and enhance education, contribute to the Commonwealth's economy, and place Kentucky on the map, all through the arts. Kentucky has not only a deep arts and cultural heritage, but we've also got a very thriving contemporary art scene. In fact, our arts industry is one of the Commonwealth's most valuable assets. It brings an intrinsic fullness to our lives. It also helps create Kentucky's distinctive brand identity, and it contributes on many levels to the economic development of our state, both directly and indirectly. Our vital creative industry inspires and fosters a culture of creativity and innovation, helping develop tomorrow's workforce and creating vibrant spaces for residents and visitors alike. And there's no doubt that our artists are also entrepreneurs, continually working to build their businesses and market their products regionally, nationally, and internationally. That has tangible impact on both them and on our Commonwealth.
Arts speak to the soul of a community and inspire learning, enjoyment of life, and involvement in our community. Oldham County is proud of Laura Ross, Laura Lee Brown, and Steve Wilson, winners of the 2013 Governor's Award in the Arts.